Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Pokesoo channel and the guitar ladder system. Today's video is going to be called Create a Musical App in Your Subconscious Mind. And I'm laughing just because this is one of the most difficult things I've ever had to explain. I've explained a lot of things in my life, but it's because I've done, over 40 years of teaching, and I've noticed what works with students and what produces okay results. And then what produced, I know it sounds really crazy, but almost supernatural growth. Just quantum leaps with students where even people with very little musical talent just had quantum leaps in playing and understanding, creating their own ideas, finding their own ideas very deep in their mind. Because even I've watched some really great videos online with Pat Metheny, who's a tremendous, composer. I think of him more, as a composer. He's a good guitar player. He could stand to have a little better technique, and I'm sure he'd probably admit that too, because he's a really smart guy. But I really respect him. In fact, his manager heard my CD and really liked it a lot. It was very complimentary. But anyway, the thing is that they had a seminar where there was a bunch of neuroscientists, and these people explained that when music goes into your ear, it transfers really quickly into electrical signals and then gets stored in neural pathways and whatnot. So, the guitar ladder system is based on partially, besides a lot of hard work on my behalf. I've worked hard over the years, and when I was young, I'm 69 now. When I was in my early 20s, I studied with Joe Pass for a while. I studied a little bit with Ted Green. We kind of blew each other's minds. It was really interesting. Studied with Horace Hatchett 4 or 5 times, who taught Howard Roberts. When Howard Roberts was a young man in Arizona. Howard Roberts went on to form Musicians Institute in Hollywood. But my point just being is through studying, and then also studying, I've been into transcendental meditation for 38 years, consciousness development, and studying the way that our subconscious mind, which is a giant, the subconscious mind works, is you're building up information in your, it's almost like you're building a folder in your subconscious mind, or if you want to look at it like building an app in your subconscious mind. Everything that you see and do gets stored in your subconscious, and your subconscious is a giant. It's like a giant computer. So everything you do gets stored in there. And if you're feeding your subconscious mind a bunch of formulas and a bunch of more what I would call left brain ideas, it's not going to absorb it as well, because it's going to take that information and start tweaking it, and it's not going to make any sense. But if you feed your subconscious mind with ideas, big point here, guys, with ideas. If I go like this, if I go, I can get a little more volume. So if you feed your subconscious mind with ideas, then it takes those ideas and starts comparing and contrasting those to other ideas. And this is the way that you create more of an intuitive, organic channel to learning. And kind of like I said, kind of setting up your own app in your subconscious mind, so to speak, or your own database of musical ideas that then your own subconscious mind will compare and contrast. Because it's so interesting. I get emails from people who've started the guitar ladder system, and some people within a week or even less say all of a sudden they've discovered some new ideas. New ideas are just popping out of their fingers. Some people it takes a little bit longer. But everything that you do on the guitar, it's going to input into your subconscious mind. Here's study 1. And even my first teacher, or one of my early teachers, Horace Hatchett, said, and even Joe Pass said this, it's the chordal improvisation which brings huge leaps. Okay? And then you go through again, you add the shading with the major 13 flat 5. When you find something that works, milk it, try it all over the place. Maybe then go to a common tone idea. But the thing is, my point, and I'm serious here, is that you actually, by not, and this is really hard for guitar players to grab because everybody kind of wants to control everything. If you let go of the desire to control, if you let go of the desire to analyze, you let go of the desire to have to put everything in a cute little way to explain it, you've got to trust your subconscious mind. You got to make friends with your subconscious mind. You have to seed this, just like planting a seed in good soil. The guitar ladder system will seed your subconscious mind and give it ideas that then it will compare and contrast. And I've just seen some amazing results with this, but you got to quit thinking so much. Even Joe Pass used to say, stop thinking and listen. That's why also working in altered tunings is really good for you. But just the more that you improvise, the more you're going to open the channel to intuitive learning. Here's 4 chords and into a 13. Bichord. And then a great chord, major 9 and minor 7 at the same time. So the more good information, and I'm trying to just run through a few of my studies here to see, like here. I'm barely warmed up. I know I always say that, but it's true. I just don't always have time to warm up. That's major 7s and perfect 4s. All the cycles teach in a very organic way the 10 different systems of improvisation, and the fact that I don't spend a lot of time defining it and don't define it is why you're able to absorb it subconsciously. I mean, your subconscious, it says it would take 2 buildings the size of the Empire State Building full of computers to have the same capacity, and it wouldn't even be close as our subconscious mind. Folks, our subconscious mind is a reflection of the one mind. It's a giant. It can open the musical key to understanding guitar and music for you. Cycle 8 has some really neat ideas. Hang on a second. There we go. Hang on. Let me get. I think I need to sometimes use my glasses. Let me see. I'm kind of improvising. Let me get my glasses real quick. But this is a really major point, is that by not defining everything so much, your subconscious mind can understand it. See? There we go. Okay, so got so many things in my head. Let's see. I don't mind you guys seeing me stumble around a little bit, because I'm juggling 100 different studies in my head. So, but anyway, learning how to connect the major 13 to the 7 sharp 5 sharp 9, 13 9. And so every time, learning about 4 chords, learning about, tension and resolution, no matter where you end up, learn to resolve. That's kind of a neat one, huh? You'll end up mixing this stuff up, but the bottom line, I'm going to make this video a little more on the short side, which is hard for me. By not defining everything, Just like a lot of great players like Wes Montgomery and Joe Pass, they learn by intuition. Tuck Andrus, the great guitar player, he's really advanced, says, intuition. So what I'm talking about is kind of creating an app or a subconscious folder in your subconscious mind, and then we fill it up with the guitar ladder studies, so you learn how to resolve and how to put chords together. And every time you learn something, this has some nice contrary motion, right? So it's the lack of definition, which is one of the reasons you're able to absorb it and build this subconscious folder. If every time you learned one of my studies, we sit there and say, well, this is a 1 chord, and this is a passing chord, this is a 2 chord, this is a passing chord, this is a 5 chord, but it modulates to a different key, so therefore it's a secondary down. You don't need all that. I'm not saying it's not good to know a little bit of theory. It's good to know a little bit of theory, but more important is to open up those musical pathways to where all the information you do gets stored. Not kind of, it does get stored in your subconscious mind. So it's almost like creating an app in your subconscious mind. The information is going to go into your subconscious mind in kind of your musical folder, and then that's going to compare and contrast. So no matter what, 7 sharp 9 13, sharp 9 13, minor 7 dominant 13, whole tone scale. So it just goes on and on. But if you can, most of the time, a lot of times people will tell me they finally understand the approach to the guitar ladder system. Once you understand the approach to the guitar ladder system and understand that we're feeding the subconscious mind, we're creating a musical ear, a musical mind, we're creating like an app in your subconscious, or we're creating a musical folder, that then your own subconscious mind starts to compare and contrast these different studies and learns music on a whole different level. You learn how to create color and tension and resolution, and you learn about progression. So it's really important that you begin to understand that. And all the studies are different. They have different ideas, and by not define, I think this is a huge point, folks. I'm not, it's good to know what a major 7 chord is, 1 3 5 7, what a minor is, all that stuff. But the intellectual definition of music is not going to create a lot of growth. It's actually going to do the opposite. It's going to get you stuck. You need to experience. I think that's the best word I can use here. You need to experience. How to create different kinds of moods. So I think I'm just going to stop right there, but just think about that. If you learn in a way where everything's defined and put into a little box, whether it's diatonic or whatever. Like I heard some stuff last night on the radio. Usually it's a pretty good show, but this guy was sharing some music he wrote in what's called a 12-tone row, and it wasn't very musical sounding. I think he got hung up in the theory or the kind of mathematical box of a 12-tone row. It didn't sound very musical, and but it's really important to understand this point. There's a whole science called neuroplasticity. And in the science of neuroplasticity, it's about how to use your subconscious mind to create tremendous growth. And so the lack of definition, you just play the studies. There's no note reading. There's no advanced theory to give you a headache. You play the studies. You let them soak into your subconscious mind. We kind of create like a musical folder or a musical app in your subconscious mind. We take it from conscious to subconscious, and then that information. Did you know when you eat a banana, your subconscious releases 767 enzymes to digest it? It's unbelievable, the walking miracle we are. So if you make friends with your subconscious mind and you do the guitar ladder system for only $199, and seriously, it's thousands of dollars. It's thousands. I should be charged. It would be a deal at $1,000. I'm pretty much. It's like a gift at $199. You can order at stevezookguitars.com. Just scroll down the home page. It's 100 studies, chart and video for each. I don't send it all at once because you don't absorb it well that way. But if you really want to take a quantum leap in your guitar playing, invest in the Guitar Ladder system. It starts your path of growth. Okay. All right, folks, take care. This guitar is for sale. It sounds really good. I've got the volume pretty low right now. It's $549. I'll throw in a new gig bag. It's a Oscar Schmidt. I think it's a OE40 made by Washburn. They make really good stuff. It really sounds good. I adjusted the bridge and got the action down, and it's a really beautiful guitar, and it sounds just tremendous. So, okay, folks, take care. Let's all keep the positive faith. Bye-bye.